I think most of the changes on the map are just cleaning it up to follow the boundaries that were out there and get a clean CSM that we didn't have before.
What is CSM?
Sorry, certified survey map, or the survey.
Anything particular that we have to be aware of? It's particularly special that we have to be aware of?
No, there's nothing. This is pretty standard, just cleaning up the survey.
Thank you, Engineer Jump. Any more questions from the members? Alder Close.
Thank you. So in the beginning of the document, it does reference the RAP MMP document. It says it would be attached to this as part of Article 10. I'm not seeing it in this. Can you please go over the information that's contained in that document?
What document are you referring to?
At the very end of the item, there is the redevelopment activities remedial action plan and material management plan that was submitted to the DNR. As part of this packet, it says see attached. However, I'm not seeing an attachment. Can we please go over what was supposed to be in that attachment?
Sure, I can speak to that a little bit. So the remedial action plan is agreed upon by DNR about what we need to do on that site because it has contaminated soils. So there's still some contaminated soils to be addressed out there, and those will be addressed as the excavation for the foundations, as that work progresses, and it'll be hauled off-site to a landfill.
As part of that document, does it show any financial impact for the city that we've agreed to, or any kind of parameters that we're responsible for versus the developer?
Yeah, so this was done in partnership with the county. So the DNR had a grant that was received through the federal government, through, I believe, EPA, ultimately funded the grant. So the remediation of this property is a partnership between the county, the state, and the federal government. So what is being referred to here is there was a phase 1, phase 2, and then the remedial action plan that was created as a part of this. So the developer, the project is a 3-party project, so the development agreement is between the RDA, the city, and the developer. Transferring land is the RDA's component of this, that land is contaminated, so they're signing over through the CSM, that property to the developer, and the portions that we're keeping for the public areas is in there as well, and that's what's all broken out through the CSM. The plan that they're referring to, that the responsibility of that transfers to the developer, and the developer is accepting that. So there's some of the materials in there. There's, I believe, gas was leaked onto the site from the fuel station that's across. So essentially, that affects their design. So the design of the facility and the plan becomes the cap. And obviously, you have to have vapor barrier installed, so they'll have a venting system. So their building plans go through another layer of approvals where the DNR will vet that out. So our additional costs were addressed through the development agreement when that was approved. So we have a grant that's up front that'll help pay for those remediation costs that would have otherwise been the city. And that's covered through part of the TID project plan.
So to clarify, the cost that is potentially incurred as a result of this remediation plan remains the same as it was previously?
It's actually less. So if you read the TID project plan, you'll see that there was, I believe, a $3 million line item that was lined out as part of the project plan. We were able to work with the developer. The cost will be less. So we'll actually, I believe We reimburse per the development agreement about $2 million of those costs, so we're about $1 million under budget in just that line item.
And one final question, will the existing redevelopment activities, remedial action plan, and material management plan, will those affect these new maps as determined by this amendment? Or will they need to be revisited?
This is a certified survey map, so this is parceling out the land in that area. So right now, it's owned initially by two parties. The CSM is splitting it between those two parties. The RDA is allocating a portion of its land to the city for the Riverwalk Trail. And then the other portion is going over to the developer, and then the land that the city owned is going over to the developer, and we're keeping the land that was ours. So this is independent of that plan. So the remedial actions that need to be taken on the newly created parcels would be governed by that remedial action plan. And that's all been factored into the various project plans, whether it be for the street construction that's already taken place, or the site development. Obviously, we've already done the stream bank restoration in that area. So that was also done in coordination with the DNR, and the DNR, or actually WEDC provided a grant for the Riverwalk in that area. So that's all been considered into the project plan as well.
Okay, thank
Any
you.
follow-up?
No follow-up.
Any second? There is no second for this motion.
Second.
Motion by Alder Decker, second by Alder Bremser. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Thank you. The next tentative meeting date is July 13, 2026. I'm looking for a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second? Motion by Close, seconded by Decker. We are adjourned. Thank you. I didn't even ask for the second. Approval. Very confusing.